Welcome to Steve Knows Oculus Quest review. The Quest has been out for a while now, so we've had some time to find things that I love and some things I wish they could improve upon. The system is incredible and I love it, but it's not without its battles. So let's dive in to the Oculus Quest review. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to stick around and join me for some future videos. Okay, the Oculus Quest is the first standalone 6 degrees of freedom headset with dual hand tracking, so an exciting piece of hardware that's going where VR hasn't gone before. It's available in the 64GB and the 128GB model, retailing at $399 and $499. So let's start off with the resolution of the headset. The Quest is rocking a 1440 by 1600 resolution display, which is 2.3 million pixels per eye, which is a huge jump from its older brother, the Rift, which is 1080 by 1200, rocking just under 1.3 million pixels. That's nearly double the resolution, and this is very evident in the games, as on the Quest, they look really crisp. It's not like you're looking into a world of Minecraft. The Quest also has an OLED screen, so the colours and images are so extremely vibrant. It's really beautiful inside the headset, the colours pop, and it immerses you like crazy. Like playing Boggo was a sight to behold. It looked incredible. Despite the amazing resolution and the OLED screen, due to the processing power of the Quest not being anywhere near its PC counterpart, the graphics in the games are not one of detail. It relies on animated art styles with solid textures, but it handles those extremely well. So let's talk about the headset design. The Quest has a fabric coating on it, much like the Google Home, which personally I'm not a fan of. It's not easy to clean at all. Though this material is only on the casing of the unit, the front plate is a hard plastic and the strap for the headset is a rubber material. The headset does feel like it's made really well. It doesn't feel like the PlayStation VR where it's a hollow plastic and feels like a toy. I don't mean to diss the PlayStation VR, but it's a good comparison as the design of that headset was designed to be cheap. They were trying to get the price point as low as possible to get more sales of the headset over 3 years ago. But this headset feels solid. It doesn't feel like there's hollow or loose parts. It's very compact. This headset weighs 571 grams, which is very light compared to the other headsets. But the issue with that is that the built-in hardware takes up nearly all of that weight, making the headset very front heavy, which at first is fine. You can play for an hour and be okay, but after that you really start feeling the pressure on your cheeks and your forehead. To counteract this, I found myself tightening the top strap, which would end up leaving a red print along my forehead. This isn't good for the skin, I'm sure. This is one of the biggest flaws with the headset, so I am hoping for a third-party strap to come out that can take the pressure off the face and put it on top of the head. Something I do like about the headset though is the adjustable IPD at the bottom of the unit. Other headsets use a software solution, which I found don't really work that well. I never felt comfortable. I would have to adjust the configuration again, going through that long process. But with this, you can adjust it manually and get it just right. This is especially good if you're playing with friends, as you can just pass the headset off and they just have to move the slider and they can jump right in and play some VR. The audio on the Quest is really good, considering it's an additional feature that's available for those that don't have headphones or just don't want to completely lose themselves in the world of VR. At the front of the headset, inside the strap holsters, are speakers that fire the audio back into your ears. It doesn't provide a lot of bass, but it does provide great acoustics that are not damaging to the ear, which other headphones are. And it can provide a more realistic environment, improving your immersion. But that's obviously dependent on what's going on around you at the time, because if someone's trying to drill in a shelf next door, it's not going to be any good. The issue I have with it is because the audio is shooting back from the front into your ears, the panning of the audio is not at its best. It can do left, it can do right, it can do in front of you. But anything in game that's behind you, it doesn't work because the audio is being shot from in front of you. Stay! But apart from that, overall the audio is pretty decent. It also has 2 audio jacks on either side of the headset. People have been using this as a headphone jack and a mic port, but it's actually for the upcoming Quest earbuds that will go on each side of the headset. It's a rather odd design, but it does keep the wires out of the way, which is a plus. The built-in battery on this thing only lasts around 2 hours, which is such a pain. But you can plug it in and play it because it comes with a rather long USB-C wire. But this does get frustrating because I'm having so much fun. Time flies by and I get a pop-up saying battery low and it just makes me sad. People have been using battery packs to tackle this issue.
Oh, I don't want to be that guy.
People have been using battery packs to tackle this issue. Just make sure you have a decent ampage, 3+, as the charger with the Quest is a 5V 3 amp output. Let's talk about the touch controllers. This is the first time I've ever used controllers like this in VR. It took some adjusting to get used to for sure, but they are incredible. I keep going wow every time I'm in game and I see my thumbs moving, my fingers pointing, and I'm actually grabbing things. It's just such a more intuitive way of interacting in the virtual worlds that other methods I've used before just haven't seemed to have achieved. It really adds a layer of immersion in these games. The fact you're able to grab a rocket, pull on the string and let it fly in first contact is amazing, or grabbing a gun, actually gripping it and pulling the trigger is an experience that you just really need to try. The remotes though are really small, they feel tiny on me and I don't have very big hands. I can only imagine what a 6'5" basketball player would feel like holding these remotes. They have a magnetic case in the front of the controller which you grip where the AA batteries go. That's right, the remote runs on batteries. At first I was salty thinking that they're pulling an Xbox, but it's actually really handy. If you're out on the go and they die, you can just pop a AA in and you can get an 8-pack from Poundland for £1. These things last, but that's maybe because the rumble feature on them isn't that powerful. It's nothing compared to the home console controllers or the Move controllers from PlayStation VR. This does bother me because in titles such as Drop Dead where you're shooting things, you want to feel the huge recoil of the shotgun or the rapid fire of the machine gun. It's just not that powerful. It has it, but I just want more. The tracking in this headset is achieved with the use of 4 external facing cameras. It calculates distance to the floor which you set with the Guardian, and it then uses the environment around you to understand your movement. So if you are in a room with nothing around you in a huge open space, the tracking doesn't actually perform as well as it should. It actually performs better in a more cluttered environment. It also doesn't work so well in very low light situations, but an update for the Quest is coming to allow 3 degrees of freedom in pitch darkness. So if you want to watch a movie of Netflix in bed or go fishing at midnight, you can. But all of that aside, the tracking on this headset is amazing. It's been extremely consistent unless I've put my hand behind my head where the cameras can no longer see my hands. But the Quest does try and solve this issue with a software design by using predictive modeling to try and guess where you are going to move, which is very helpful in keeping you immersed in the moment when problems occur, which isn't often because it is very good. The headset also supports room scale VR, which is amazing. It enables you to have actual space to get some additional movement in your games for deeper immersion. So you can draw out your playing field in your configuration setup and you are away. There's also an option for you to be stood still, which puts a circular Guardian around you by default. I only wish this was adjustable, as it sets it for you and it just seems a little close sometimes. You don't really get a choice on how much space you get. If you step out of your play area, your pass-through camera will kick in and you'll see a mono, a black and white version of your play space, and this becomes very handy as it prevents you from walking into walls or ramming yourself into a TV, which I'm sure someone's done. Okay, games, the important one, because at launch there were over 50 confirmed games coming to the Quest, but not everyone came at launch. But the games available at launch are in such variety and in such an abundance, you'll find something that appeals to you. I purchased Super Hot, Beat Saber, Vader Immortal, Face Your Fears, and all of the free titles that were available. And they are amazing. On the Oculus Quest, they have a stricter game policy because they're trying to keep the game library of quality. Zuck said he wanted to keep the experimentation of PSVR on PSVR, but the best of those titles, he wants them to come over to the Quest, so you can be rest assured we're going to have a quality library ahead of us. And although a lot of games go for a more fun animated style as the Quest processing power is limited using a Qualcomm 835 Snapdragon, that's what the Samsung S8 uses, which is 2 generations ago. But what this achieves is jaw-dropping. Don't let those specs fool you because these experiences are incredible. We are still waiting for a AAA Quest title to be available, something like Blood and Truth, but we have some amazing ones coming already, like Pavlov, the online multiplayer shooter, which is going to be epic. Overall, my Quest experience has been an amazing one. It's a piece of hardware that just lifts any burden that VR previously had. When I want to play a game of VR, I pick up my headset, put it on, and within seconds, literal seconds, I can be in a game. That's something that can't be achieved elsewhere. It also has a quality library, amazing controllers that adds an incredible layer of immersion that I've never had before. A beautiful OLED display with a high resolution, which is obviously great because your eyes are so close to the screen. There are a few annoyances, but it is the first of its kind. There's always going to be something we want them to improve upon, but nothing that stands out and completely ruins the experience for me. I'm so impressed with this hardware. If you were thinking about getting one, I honestly don't think you're going to regret it. VR has never been easier, and with the complete freedom that this headset provides, you can even start working out with it, put wrist weights on, and then you no longer have to go out to get your exercise in. So thank you for watching Steve Knows. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.